sleep. And when the human beings, I fell down to earth from 100 miles away, and I still make it work. What's going on? What's going on, guys? What's going on? We back at it. 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 Welcome back to the Matrix family. If you're new here and you're true here, hit that like, subscribe, smash that like, smash that subscribe, smash the hype, smash the follow, smash the subscribe, all everything that makes you want to just with me. You feel what I'm saying? Today, you already know what you don't know. I'm gonna start off with a few videos that I came across on Reddit. Starting off with actor James Franco. I guess he would have been spiraling out. So, according to this, Hollywood actor James Franco released a video where he claims powerful people have been trying to silence him and shut him down to prevent him from releasing this footage, what appears to portray an alien visiting his home on his security footage. So, we're gonna hear what Mr. Franco talking about, man. And this was what, 2 days ago? Well, wait. Oh, boom, boom. Let's go, guys. Yeah.
Hey, the day is here. 7/13. That's July 13th, today. I
Okay.
promised you I was going to reveal something because I found something. It was thrust upon me. I didn't ask for this. Now, I've been through a lot. Okay? I went on social media, and I started talking about I didn't want to do that. Okay? I didn't choose this. It was thrust upon me. I saw something and I thought, you know what? I can't keep this quiet. People have said I'm crazy. People said I'm trying to, I don't know whatever it is. I've been through a lot. My account got hacked twice. People trying to shut me down so that I don't get this out. Okay, but I need to get this out for that very reason that people are trying to stop me. For that very reason, I fought to get the account back, and I felt like I owed it to you, to the people that are following me and are trusting that I in fact am I have material behind what I'm saying, right? I'm putting my money where my mouth is, or whatever. Okay, enough. Here we go. 7/13. You wanted it. Here it is. I delivered.
What the heck? Hold on. Okay.
You wanted it. Here it is. I delivered.
I see an alien. I see a gray with a suit on. We're gonna say I see a gray with a suit on behind the woods. A gray with a silver reflector suit on. Um, I don't know. So I'm gonna go through the comments because I'm skeptical. I don't know if someone just placed this video on the laptop. They're trying to troll. But let me look at the video of him. They got a gray right there. What's that? Oh, that's him. It's closer. I feel like I'm getting fucked with.
Okay. Enough said.
Let's see. Yeah, I don't believe this is serious, no matter how he's trying to portray. I think he's trying to get back in the limelight, starting small. Yeah, I think it's for a movie. Is- now, yeah, me personally, I don't believe that shit. But it be shit like that when you don't believe it. It should be real. Well, that shit was real the whole time. But it just look, it look funny. You feel what I'm saying? Then look, I don't know. Why would an alien man just make contact like this? Just peeking.
My
And
money
it's
where my mouth.
honestly, I think somebody dressed up in a costume and he's fucking with us. This is a promotion. This has to be a promotion. Yeah, this is a promotion right here. Goddamn promotion for his probably new movie or something. He's probably making an alien movie. Who knows? And serious. What happened to abductees who never return? What happened to abductees who never return? That's new. Oh, they never returned. We raise questions about who never returned, highlight some cases who people disappeared, implication answers to this question at no point. So someone's read it. Person, oh, we'll read after. Let's.
There is a statistic almost no one talks about. Of the estimated thousands of individuals who have reported contact with grey extraterrestrials, a small but consistent percentage never reported.
Okay, first, yeah, I can't say that. I can't say I never heard of an abductee never coming back because of the lores I happen to already know is that, like the other planet, Eridani, and the other Earths like Eridani and the constellations, were they abducted or they just moved to a whole nother planet for to start new civilization. But this might be interesting right here because what the Greys do, abductees never return to Earth. What do they do? What do they do? This is interesting, but my personal opinion, I still got Eridani up in the air. Do they take them to Eridani? Like, okay, guys, you're going to this Earth civilization right here, and just yeah, no money, no nothing, no beef, no everybody's nice here. All the resources are met. Are met. You don't have to do, no territorial shit. Maybe they kidnap you and take you to a better place. Ah, or they dissect you like the frog we used to do in class. Ah, let's see.
Anything again. Not because they stopped believing, not because they recanted, because they were never seen again. Missing persons cases with no leads, no bodies, no explanations, filed away and forgotten. The families left behind described the same sequence of events, the same lights, the same nights, the same silence afterward. Who are the ones who didn't come back? I want to start with a number, not a dramatic number, a quiet one. In 1992, the Roper Organization, commissioned by researchers Bud Hopkins, David Jacobs, and Ron Westrom, conducted a survey of nearly 6,000 Americans to establish the demographic footprint of
This is the Contact Redacted channel if you want to go over there and subscribe.
abduction experiences. Their findings were published in a report titled Unusual Personal Experiences, and the conclusion sent a ripple through the research community.
UPE.
Unusual Personal Experiences, and the conclusion report titled Unusual Personal Experiences.
Now we got unusual personal experiences. Got UFO, unidentified flying objects, UAP, unidentified anomaly phenomenon, and UPE. Maybe that's kind of fire. Boy, I had a UPE. You had a UPE game? Boy, UPE crazy. My UPE was crazy, but nah, I ain't have a UPE. We probably
And
did, but I probably was a child and never knew it, you know. But as far as I know, as an adult, besides physical UPE, physical trauma. Anyway, yeah.
The conclusion sent a ripple through the research community that has never fully settled. The survey suggested that somewhere between 1 and 4% of the American adult population had experienced a cluster of phenomena. Between 1 and 4% of the American adult population had experienced a cluster of phenomena consistent with abduction. That's millions of people. Millions.
Ooh.
But here is the
Millions.
part that gets quietly set aside. This is the part that gets between 1 and 4% of the American adult population.
What
The
did you
research
say?
community that
1
has
and
never
4%.
fully settled.
Said 1 and 4% of the American population experiences.
The survey suggested that somewhere between 1 and 4% of the American adult population had experienced a.
Oh shit! Hold on, y'all. There's a big buggeton, and I gotta take him out. I gotta take him out. It's a reptilian. It's an insectoid. It's an insectoid. Gotta take out the insectoid. Oh no, come here, Mr. Insectoid. Gotta slow down my mind. Insectoid. 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 It's an insectoid. It's an insectoid. That's not the insectoid. It's flying. The flying insectoid. It's an insectoid. Oh shit. And that's the insectoid. Oh no, there you go. Oh snap. I hate the insectoid. I hate the insectoid. I got the insectoid, guys. Hold on, let me show you guys the insectoid. I got the insectoid. I had to get the insectoid. Oh snap. Bro, what the hell? Bro, what the fuck? Yo, look this, guys. I caught it. Bro, there's somewhere. Bro, it's an insectoid. It's a flying ladybug. It's a flying ladybug. What the hell? A flying ladybug. I caught a flying ladybug. I didn't even know ladybugs can fly. Oh. No. Not a damn insectoid. Nah. I'm gonna go flush this insectoid down the toilet. That's what it is. Nigga found a fly. Nigga had to throw away the flying insectoid. You don't understand. Oh man, that was funny. Now back to back to the program, y'all. I'm sorry. So what happened was if you guys just came in, it was a flying insectoid. That's what I'm gonna call it. Sometimes it's hot, but I call it insectoid. But in the 3D world, there was a fly. Now, when I went to go battle the insectoid, I used the the technology of an old Navy slipper. And what happened was I was able to knock the insectoid off its course. And it fell. And the insectoid was a ladybug. I never encountered a flying ladybug. The insectoids are strong. They are trying to come and move deep. The fucking insectoids. Look back to it.
Cluster of phenomena consistent with abduction. That's millions of people. Millions.
And this program right here is basically what Greys do with abductees who never return to Earth. So I said they probably took them to Eridani or a planet of that nature, Eridani 82, 84. So allegedly, that's a planet just like Earth that was also used for the experiment of humans, but they're living over there, but they aren't dealing with no money, no territorial, no fights, none of that really, BS we're going through right here. That's the peaceful Earth. And among other several Earth, we are like, one of many Earths. So that's my opinion. That ain't true. That ain't, just my opinion, my little lore, what I think. But what, or they dissect us like frogs. Yeah, nobody wants to talk about that. Now that's the hard truth. It's easy to say, oh, what they just abduct us and give us powers and do this. We want to be optimistic. I want to be optimistic. I want to think that, but we also have to think about what if they want to dissect us like frogs. Mm, mm, mm. Yeah. You know how you're in science class and that frog didn't ask to be dissected? He didn't even ask to be caught, but your teacher caught him and let you use him as an experiment for your learning to gain knowledge. You killed an animal to gain knowledge in class and you didn't know it. So we can't be surprised if aliens do that shit too, right? Just saying. Just saying.
But here is the part that gets quietly set aside. The survey could only measure the living. The survey could only reach those who came back, who remembered, who were willing to speak.
And also, last pause. 1 to 4% of people have unusual experiences, like paranormal experiences in the world. That's millions. Millions.
It had no mechanism, none for accounting for those who left and did not return. Those individuals simply don't appear in the data. They are statistical ghosts. And the deeper I went into the existing literature, the more I noticed that
Statistical ghost is crazy.
almost no serious researcher had tried to build a framework for that absence. Why not? Is it because the numbers are too small to matter? Or is it because the numbers, if examined carefully, suggest something much larger than anyone in the field is prepared to address publicly? I began making calls, reaching into files, pulling thread after thread. What I found was not a conspiracy. It was something quieter and in some ways more disturbing. It was a pattern of omission, of cases opened and quietly closed, of families told one thing by local authorities and something entirely different, or nothing at all, by federal agencies, of reports that exist.
Of course, they gotta tell you different stories because, like, all right, y'all, we don't even know what the fuck going on. So go on, pull the damn story jar out, and we're going to come up with a whole different cause shit crazy.
In one database and not in another, of names that appeared in abduction research circles and then simply stopped appearing, not transferred, not disproven, not resolved, gone. Let me give you a specific case to anchor this. In the spring of 1978, a 31-year-old forestry worker named Frank Fontaine disappeared from the town of Cergy-Pontoise, just northwest of Paris.
That nigga look like clavicular.
His disappearance was witnessed by two friends, Salomon Nidier and Jean-Pierre Prévost.
A black and white man? Both saw this? Oh yeah, that shit real. That shit real.
who reported watching a beam of intense white light descend and, in their account, draw Fontaine upward into what they described as a luminous structured craft. They called the police immediately. Fontaine was missing for 7 days. He came back. That's the famous part. That's the case that made international headlines, that was investigated by French authorities.
They always say they came back. That's like the Travis Walton case as well. He was gone for like 5 days.
That GIPAN, the French government's official UFO investigation unit, one of the only formal governmental bodies of its kind in Western history, formally reviewed. Fontaine returned confused with gaps in his memory, claiming only fragmented recollections of grey figures and clinical environments. But here is what I couldn't stop thinking about. What if he hadn't come back? The official infrastructure, GEPAN, local gendarmerie, the witnesses, the documented timeline, all of that existed because Fontaine returned to walk through it. The case is rich with evidence precisely because there was a subject to investigate. Now remove the subject. Fontaine disappears and stays disappeared. What remains? 2 witnesses with an extraordinary story. A missing persons report. A beam of light nobody can explain. And how many of those are there? Filed under unexplained disappearances in the archives of a dozen countries, stripped of context, stripped of the one thing that would make them legible, a living witness who came home. The silence around this question was, frankly, deafening. I contacted 3 separate researchers who specialize in European abduction cases. 2 declined to comment. The third, a retired academic in Lyon who asked not to be named, told me simply, there are cases in my files that I have never published. Cases where the person did not return, cases where the pattern is unmistakable, but there is no body, no resolution, no way to proceed without a witness. They sit in drawers. They sit in drawers. So there is a hypothesis in abduction research that rarely gets the attention it deserves outside of specialist circles. It is not the hybrid program. It is not the labor theory. It is older than both and, in some ways, more uncomfortable. It is the idea that some humans are taken not for genetic material, not for work, but for study, permanent study. That a small number of individuals represent to the beings conducting these programs something
But that's permanent study. Permanent study is crazy. That means they say, bro, you finna be in a tank with the water. Look, you finna be researched. We finna use your DNA to recreate. Ooh.
analogous to what a tagged and kept specimen represents in a research laboratory. Not a resource, a subject.
What'd I just say?
The researcher, Dr. David Jacobs, a historian at Temple University, who spent decades conducting hypnotic regression sessions with abductees, described in his 2015 book Walking Among Us a pattern that troubled him deeply. Certain subjects described not a single abduction experience, but a continuous lifelong series of contacts that escalated in intimacy and in apparent purpose over time. They described being shown hybrid children.
See, that's crazy. You see how that UFO looks? That UFO look? Look at this right here, guys. That's crazy. That's crazy right there.
Being asked to interact with them, being taught, in some cases, specific behaviors or social patterns that seem designed to benefit beings other than themselves. Jacobs, to his credit, was alarmed, not intrigued, alarmed. He wrote of one subject, referred to pseudonymously as Alison, who described a late-stage encounter in which she was told, in language she
pseudonymously as Allison. I will look up pseudonymously later.
struggled to articulate that her usefulness in her current form was approaching an endpoint. She did not know what that meant. Jacobs, in his notes, admitted he did not know what it meant either.
Wait, what? Let's rewind that back.
Alice, in his 2015 book Walking Among Us, a pattern that troubled him deeply. Certain subjects described not a single abduction experience, but a continuous lifelong series of contacts that escalated in intimacy and in apparent purpose over time. They described being shown hybrid children, being asked to interact with them, being taught, in some cases, specific behaviors or social patterns that seemed designed to benefit beings other than themselves. Jacobs, to his credit, was alarmed, not intrigued, alarmed. He wrote of one subject, referred to pseudonymously as Alison, who described a late-stage encounter in which she was told, in language she struggled to articulate, that her usefulness in her current form was approaching an endpoint. She did not know what that meant. Jacobs, in his notes, admitted he did not know what it meant either. Alison continued to report experiences for another 2 years, and then she stopped responding to correspondence.
Her usefulness in her current form is ending.
Notes admitted he did not know that armed. He wrote of one subject, referred to pseudonymously as Alison, who described a late-stage encounter in which she was told, in language she struggled to articulate, that her usefulness in her current form was approaching an endpoint. She did not know what that meant. Jacobs, in his notes, admitted he did not know what it meant either. Alison continued to report experiences for another 2 years, and then she stopped responding to correspondence. Jacobs noted this in a brief, almost throwaway passage. He did not investigate further. I want to sit with that for a moment. A woman describes being told her usefulness in her current form was approaching an endpoint, and then she disappears from the research record.
That's eerie. That's eerie right there. Your usefulness, that's eerie. What do you guys think? I think, yeah, I think she made the wrong contact with the wrong people. Because why would they say some shit like that? That's not empathetic. That's not something empathetic, benevolent alien being will say. Oh no.
Does that mean something? Does it mean nothing? I am not making a claim. I am asking a question. But the question once asked is very hard to put back down. This raises a simple but critical point about the specimen theory. If the beings conducting abductions operate on timelines and with purposes that are not oriented around human comfort or human survival, then the question of what happens to a specimen when the study concludes is not an abstract ethical question. It is a practical one. What do researchers do with subjects at the end of a study? That depends entirely on what kind of researchers they are and what kind of study is being conducted. We don't
See what I'm saying? Not every extraterrestrial is benevolent.
know what kind of study this is. The hybrid program theory is, by now, the most publicly recognized framework for understanding what the Greys may want from humans. It has been described in detail by Bud Hopkins, by David Jacobs, by John Mack, and by hundreds of abductees across multiple continents.
I believe the Greys are robots. They want something. They're in there here to do the observation, all that stuff, for a higher being, which I believe are the Draco reptilians. No, I ain't gonna say believe. Fuck that. I'm gonna feel like it is that. But I gotta say believe that for content wise. But yeah, these are futuristic robots. Just here to gather information and resources for their higher powered Draconians.
The core claim is consistent across accounts that have no obvious connection to each other. Beings are using human genetic material, ova, sperm, possibly something more subtle than either our kind, to produce a hybrid species. A blending, a bridge between two biologies. What the mainstream coverage of this theory consistently elides is the question of attrition. Breeding programs, whether in nature, in agriculture, or in any documented framework, do not treat all contributors as equal. Some specimens
Exactly. Not every extraterrestrial is benevolent. Not that's just like every person you meet in the world, right? Do you automatically be like, "Hey, man, I just met this person. They're a great person," or you kind of like, mm, you know, do you kind of do like you read? You know, this is where you kind. This is where the cover matters. They say don't judge a book by the cover, but the cover may matter sometimes. I get judged by the cover, but it's okay because it may be for that person's protection. They have to judge people by their cover, so I don't get offended. You know what I'm saying? So like, because I judge people by cover sometimes, because sometimes their cover may be their aura and like their energy. You don't know people on. You ever just meet people first time and be like you cool. You didn't say no crazy stuff. You didn't give me no like, you didn't disrespectful nothing, but something about you like, nah, I'm good, gang. I'm good. You just gotta go with your gut, your intuition, into, into. Into here, this is power.
Are used once, some are used repeatedly. Some, depending on what the program is optimizing for, are used more intensively than others. And some, in any program operating at sufficient scale over sufficient time, are consumed by the process. I spoke with a woman I'll call Patricia, not her real name, who contacted me through a network of abductee support groups in the American Southwest. Patricia described 40 years of intermittent contact, beginning when she was 7 years old in rural New Mexico in 1969. Her experience
Intimate contact, crazy. I don't know what the hell intimate. I mean, I kind of have an idea when they mean like intimate, but I don't want to think that. I don't want to think my mind's in the gutter. But like, that's fucking crazy. You, them evil bitch ass grays, fucking all women. The fuck.
followed the recognizable pattern: paralysis, bright light, examination, the presence of small grey skinned figures with disproportionately large heads, and eyes that she described as like holes, not like looking at something, like looking into something. But Patricia also described something less commonly documented. She described meeting, during two separate experiences, individuals she did not recognize, other humans she believed, who appeared to be in states of profound passivity. Not sedated, she said, something more fundamental than sedation.
State of profound passivity. States of profound passivity. States of profound passivity. Passivity. When we think of passivity, passive. When you take passive, pass. States of profound pass. When you think of pass, on passenger. Passenger. Did the Grays, before I play the rest, I'm just hypothetically thinking like, did the Grays fucking do shape shifting to fuck all women? The Grays fucking shape shifting to fuck all women? Let's go on.
She described them as people who had been turned down, like
Uh,
a dial. She asked one of them, a middle aged man she guessed to be in his 50s, if he was all right. He looked at me, she told me, and I could tell he understood the question, but answering it didn't seem to be something he did anymore. I asked Patricia if she had any sense of whether these individuals were there voluntarily. She laughed. Not with humour. Voluntary, she repeated. That's such a human word. What she described next is something I have since found echoed, with variations, with different details, but with the same core texture, in at least 11 other accounts from separate sources across 3 countries. The individuals she encountered appeared to be in a state of permanent residency aboard whatever craft or facility she was experiencing. They were not waiting to go home. They were not confused about where they were. They had, it seemed, stopped expecting anything different.
Permanent residency. She was like, they didn't come for no ship or whatever. And I'm like, nah, bitch, we here. We permanent. We got residentship. Fuck a citizenship. We got residentship. I don't even know if that's a word, but these aliens got residentship out here, gang. We out here trying to get citizenship. We fighting and struggling. My people fighting, struggling, trying to get citizenship and shit. and give you motherfucking goddamn Graves resident shit. What kind of bullshit is this? They got resident shit. Y'all, they got let me play that back, man. The fuck?
texture in at least 11 other accounts from separate sources across 3 countries. The individuals she encountered appeared to be in a state of permanent residency aboard whatever craft or facility she was experiencing. They were not waiting to go home. They were not confused about where they were. They had, it seemed, stopped expecting anything different. Once you hear a description like that, you start looking for it everywhere. And then you start finding it. And once you find it, you cannot unfind it. There is a third hypothesis that received.
Yeah, guys, we live among. We're looking up at the sky. We need to look at our homies. Like, say, gang, like, hey, bro, I don't cap, bro. Where the hell you say you from, gay? Damn, girl, you know I've been fucking with you for a minute, girl. You know we got a vibing. But I always wonder why are you so cool? Why are you so chill? Like they be ETs. They're not from here. They're not from here. They're not from here. We're not from here. We're hybrids, but don't just look at the sky. Look to your side with your eyes. These are powerful. These are like magnifying glasses. These can really it's more that meets the eyes than we see. You ever heard that saying? More that meets the eye. Transformers, more that meets the eyes. Yeah.
Even less mainstream attention than the specimen theory, and that exists primarily in the accounts of abductees who have described experiences of a distinctly functional nature. Not examination, not genetic procedure. Work. The labor theory, articulated most clearly in the underexplored research of researcher Carla Turner, who died of a rapid onset cancer in 1996 at the age of 48, just 5 years after publishing her findings, proposes that some humans may be retained not for biological material, but for operational utility, for what they can.
Operational utility gives me kind of goosebumps. The fuck is operational utility? What is Do we even use animals for operational utility? Wait. Animal skin, maybe. Um, I don't know. I don't know off the top of my head, but if I really get, think about it, we probably do some way somehow. But I don't know. Is food? Food is not operational utility. That's food. Food is not utility. What the? That's operational what, nigga? Brother, man.
Retained not for biological material, but for operational utility, for what they can do rather than what they contain. Turner's work is rarely cited in polite research circles. She was, by her own account, an abductee herself. She was also a rigorous documenter, and the cases she assembled in her 3 books, Into the Fringe, Taken, A Masquerade of Angels, contain a level of procedural detail that is difficult to dismiss as confabulation. Her subjects described beings who communicated in terms of tasks, of assignments, of individuals being shown operations and then, in Turner's chilling phrase, assigned to them. She wrote of a subject she called Amy, who described being shown what appeared to be a vast, dark interior space.
Hey guys, you ever seen them like movies and stuff where they be like they just turn on a switch and it automatically that being just wake up and do something like Zoolander, when they do the hypnotizing stuff and they make the dudes be like, when you hear this song, you're gonna go and delete the prime minister. Yeah, with the extraterrestrial doing that when they abduct us and they send us back down here and be like, oh, I don't know what happened. Patrick, I don't know what happened. And when the time is right to take over and invade us, they use us to go against us because it was never about us. It was them, but us because they used us. I know This is how I am. This is just my energy. If y'all just wonder why, I'm not trying to act nothing, but it's me. But like, this is us to be us and us. Like, there's an issue. There's an issue. We're getting used out here, guys. They're using us.
Not a craft, but something larger, something architectural, in which humans moved with apparent purpose alongside non-human figures. They were not prisoners, Amy reported. They were not in distress. They were, in her words, working. On what? Amy could not say with certainty. Something involving structures, something involving materials she had no name for. Turner asked Amy whether these humans had chosen to be there. Amy's response: they didn't look like people who were still asking that question. Turner published this.
They didn't look like people that were still asking that question. Either they hypnotized them. I say him. They did whatever extraterrestrial. They done, they done did. I don't even know what they done did. Well, I've seen plenty of movies what they done did, but I still can't describe what they done did. But they done did something. Or right, what if the aliens, what if the alien homies was like, Ayo, AOD, Ayo, you who following, who's watching right now, Ayo, you, come, I gotta show you something. Then once you see what they show you, you're like, you know what? I understand. Fuck the job. Fuck the family. Fuck, fuck everything. Because it just don't matter no more. Because you've seen it. You've seen it. You know. And so it's like, what if you've seen so much where it's like it just, it's like Earth is, you can't come back to Earth. You get what I'm saying? Because we've seen so much. Like coming back to Earth is like so small. Earth would be like brain rot. That's the best way I could describe it. Earth will eventually be like brain rot to you once you get exposed to so much or seen so much that's probably paranormal or just unexplainable to the average 3D mind. And now you're like, bro, I cannot go back to Earth, gang. I can't do it. Earth is brain rot right now. It's like doom scrolling. There's no substance on Earth, but I can structure. I can help my alien homies and structure around Earth to make it a better planet and hopefully build a better society. Earth needs me in a whole different way. This is why I say we have to learn STEM. We have to learn STEM, guys: science, technology, engineering, mathematics. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna keep promoting that shit. Fuck you.
Account in 1994. She died 2 years later. I am not suggesting a connection. I am noting the timing. I am noting that Turner herself.
5 years later in rapid cancer. I ain't making a connection either, but hey, yeah. When did she drop the? When did she start exposing? Did she expose 5 years after? I think it was 5 years after. But if it was like in the time, let's say she exposed it 5 years ago, then she was just selling it and it was going crazy for like 2 or 3 years, and it was like, hey, it might have got to a different country, got in the wrong hands at that time, and they do what they do 'cause they live among us. You feel what I'm saying? They live among us, so it's like they could be the homies, but it's like sometimes you just can't just. I appreciate when people show stuff. I love it. But if I'm ever in this position, guys, I want you to know I will never record this shit. I will never record my encounter. I will never record this. I will never be like, guys, hey guys, look, guys, I got an encounter, guys. Look, here you guys, I told you guys, look at me, guys, my alien homie, guys. No, we're not. We're not doing that shit, bro. It's like if you don't if you say like you a street nigga, right? If you from the streets, you're not gonna snitch, right? If you from the cosmos, that's like snitching. You can't just record UFOs and goddamn be like, hey, boy, I human with this, with that. I mean, I'm gonna watch it for entertainment, and I'm gonna do what I'm doing right now. I'm gonna react to that shit. I'm gonna look at it and be like, "Whoop this." But I'm gonna be like, damn, bro, this what you did, bro. Like you didn't snitch on humans, you snitched on aliens. You snitched on ET. ET just want to talk to you. You want to show the whole damn world. Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. Mm-mm. Ain't no abduction. You are deleted. No abduction. Deleted.
In interviews conducted in the final months of her life, expressed a growing conviction that her research had moved into territory that someone somewhere preferred remain unexplored. The deeper I go, she said in a 1995 interview with researcher Eve Lorgan, the more I find that the questions I'm asking are ones that produce very specific responses, not from the beings, from the humans around me. She did not elaborate. She did not have time to. If permanent abductions occur, if some humans remain unexplored. The deeper I go, she said in a 1995 interview with researcher Eve Lorgan, the more I find that the questions I'm asking are ones that produce very specific responses, not from the beings, from the humans around me. She did not elaborate. She did not have time to. If permanent abductions occur, if some humans are taken and not returned, what would that look like from the outside? It would look like missing persons cases. That's the first and most obvious answer. And missing persons cases are, in the United States alone, filed at a rate that should give pause to anyone thinking carefully about.
You guys ever know that there do be a lot of missing person cases? There do be a lot, like, but you know, you gotta take in. There's a lot of weirdos. There's a lot of weirdo human beings on this earth as well, right? So I'm not. Yeah, I can't just say like, oh, every person went missing, they got abducted by aliens. No, no, you got some weirdo ass motherfuckers out here. You got a whole lot of Jeffreys. Got a lot of Jeffreys out here. You know, so like shit, I ain't gonna put all that shit on the aliens. I don't care. I'll put some shit on them, but I can't put all that shit on. We can't just say theirs. Maybe they may have some parts, you know, cause abducted, but like shit. Mm.
This question. The FBI's National Crime Information Center reported that in recent decades, over 600,000 missing persons reports are filed annually. The vast majority are resolved. A significant number, tens of thousands each year, are not. No one is suggesting that
Tens of thousands each year. Uh, mm. Yeah, there's all this not
all or
going.
even most of those cases involve non-human actors. But the subset that might, how would you identify them?
Wait,
Are
what?
filed annually. The vast majority are resolved. A significant number, tens of thousands each year, are not. No one is suggesting that all or even most of those cases involve non-human actors.
Oh, I thought you said 10,000 was unsolved by non-human actors. Like what? Oh shit! Nah, we about to go down the rabbit hole. The guy that rabbit hole.
But the subset that might, how would you identify them? Researcher Greg Bishop, in his 2005 book Project Beta, documenting the deeply strange case of Paul Benowitz, touches on a phenomenon that several intelligence-adjacent figures described to him over years of investigation: the existence of what they called soft missing persons, individuals who disappeared not dramatically, no crime scene, no witnesses, no event, but gradually.
What's soft about that? That's why did they put the word soft in front of that?
Individuals whose social presence simply attenuated over time until one day they were simply no longer there, whose landlords couldn't quite remember when they stopped seeing them, whose employers filed paperwork without quite being sure when the last day actually was.
That's not soft. That just. This is why you gotta check up on your people, y'all. You hear it? This is a this is a good reason why you have to check up on your people from time to time. I don't like how they use soft missing person. Like ain't shit soft about that. That's still a missing person. That shit fucked up. But like this is why you gotta check on your people type shit. And you know, I know people be like, it's cool to live on your own type junk, but like, man, sometimes being an introvert and just want to just be in your own world can lead to shit like this, especially, you know, if they know you ain't got no family and stuff like that, like they know nobody gonna miss you type shit. That's an easy target for that's an easy target for people. Like, man, bro, just goddamn check on your people from time to time.
Soft missing. The phrase stuck with me because that is precisely the pattern that emerges when you cross-reference abductee case files with missing persons databases.
Those some eyes. What the heck is that? What is that?
Is not always, not consistently enough to constitute proof of anything, but often enough to notice. A subject reports escalating contact. The contact becomes more frequent. The subject becomes, in the language of support networks, deep in it, increasingly absorbed in the experience, increasingly disconnected from ordinary social functioning. And then the reports stop. And then sometimes the person stops. Was it mental illness? A change of address and a decision to start over somewhere quiet? Maybe. In individual cases, certainly, maybe. But the pattern repeats with a precision that is difficult to attribute entirely to coincidence. Let me give you several cases in rapid succession, not to overwhelm, but to demonstrate accumulation. Frederick Valentish, Australia, October 1978. A 20-year-old pilot flying a Cessna 182 over Bass Strait reported to air traffic control that a large metallic craft was orbiting his aircraft. He described it in detail: 4 lights, metallic exterior, moving at speeds inconsistent with any known aircraft of the period. His final transmission included the observation that the craft was not an aircraft, then static. Valentich and his plane were never found. The Australian Department of Transport investigation was formally inconclusive. No wreckage, no body, no explanation. Jose Antonio
I told you guys this is why you can't do not tell nobody we have an encounter, y'all. Or at least do not like, you know, you might want to keep that to yourself between you and your encounter. Cause boy, like as soon as they be like, guys, I had an encounter.
da Silva, Brazil,
Shit goes crazy. But
May 1969. A soldier fishing near Bebeduro reported being captured by small beings in suits, transported to an underground facility, held for 4 days, shown other humans in captivity, his words, men and women who seemed lost, who did not speak to me, and then returned.
what?
Da Silva came, no body, no explanation. Jose Antonio da Silva, Brazil, May 19.
Brazilian soldier Antonio da Silva claimed that he was abducted by 4 feet tall humanoid with long red hairs and oversized green eyes. I was about to say, maybe the Duanis, maybe? No. The head of the aliens offered him to spend 3 years on Earth collecting some specimens and information for them, and then spend 7 years with them in their world. What's their world like? Let me not ask that. I don't give a fuck about their world. Don't know, don't care right now.
1969. A soldier fishing near Bebeduro reported being captured by small beings in suits, transported to an underground facility, held for 4 days, shown other humans in captivity, his words, men and women who seemed lost, who did not speak to me, and then returned. Da Silva came back physically altered, hair grown as if weeks had passed, disoriented, with injuries consistent with prolonged restraint. He described the humans he saw as appearing not to recognize him as a fellow captive, appearing, in fact, not to recognize much at all.
What?
The humans he saw, the ones who did not speak to
How they
held
describe
for
them?
4 days, shown
I once heard it described, bro.
other humans in captivity, his words, men and women who seemed lost, who did not speak to me, and then returned. Da Silva came back physically altered, hair grown as if weeks had passed, disoriented, with injuries consistent with prolonged restraint. He described the humans he saw as appearing not to recognize him as a fellow captive, appearing, in fact, not to recognize much at
They're trying to say that boy look crazy.
at all. The humans he saw, the ones who did not speak to him, the ones who seemed lost, who were they? Da Silva could not say. He did not recognize them. They did not respond to him. And no subsequent investigation ever attempted to identify them, because how do you investigate people whose names you don't know and whose presence was witnessed only by a traumatized Brazilian soldier in a place no one can locate? You don't. You file the report and move on. Zygmunt Adamski, England, June 1980. A 56-year-old Polish-born miner from Tingley, West Yorkshire, walked to a local store and was never seen alive again.
I mean, that don't mean he got abducted by aliens. That's a lot of shit.
5 days later, his body was found atop a coal heap in Todmorden, 16 miles from his home. He was fully clothed, year-old Polish-born miner from Tingley, West Yorkshire, because how do you investigate people whose names you don't know and whose presence was witnessed only by a traumatized Brazilian soldier in a place no one can locate? You don't. You file the report and move on. Zygmunt Adamski, England, June 1980. A 56-year-old Polish-born miner from Tingley, West Yorkshire, walked to a local store and was never seen alive again. 5 days later, his body was found atop a coal heap in Todmorden, 16 miles from his home. He was fully clothed in the outfit he'd left in. He showed no signs of exposure consistent with 5 days outdoors in the English spring. No identification of how he reached a 16-foot coal heap. No explanation for the burn marks found on the back of his neck, or for the strange ointment unidentified by forensic analysis applied to those burns.
What? Damn.
The coroner recorded an open verdict. The police constable who investigated the case, Alan Godfrey, subsequently reported his own abduction experience in the same town 6 months later. Godfrey went on record. He is still living. Adamski is not. The official explanation for Adamski's death was, effectively, no explanation at all. A man
What's up? He trolling.
walked to a shop, vanished for 5 days, turned up dead on a coal heap with unidentified burns and an unknown substance on his skin, and the formal verdict was, we don't know. There was no foul play found. There were no leads. There was no follow-up in any database I could locate.
I think Adamski did something to the ETs, but he had to do some real bullshit or something. I'm not gonna say like, they wouldn't just do that randomly to humans when they abduct them, but like, come on now, you don't hear too many these stories right here. From what I've been, in my opinion, I don't hear too many of these stories with the burn mark and stuff be on the top of the cold heap. I feel like Abdonsky was his name. Zoni, whatever. Yeah, I feel like he might have did some bullshit. He had did some shit. There's two sides to every sides.
And that, right there, is where the standard framework breaks down entirely. I have spent considerable time with abductee testimony. Not the famous cases, or not only those, but the mid-tier accounts, the ones that exist in the files of MUFON regional investigators, in the archives of the Journal of Abduction Encounter Research, in the unpublished notes of deceased researchers passed to me by colleagues and surviving family members. The ordinary strangeness, not the headline cases. And across this material, a cluster of
This picture look crazy. I don't care. I just want to say that. Some Men in Black shit.
themes.
Like they're not even fake ass humans. Yeah, these like some fake ass humans right here.
Emerges around the question of what abductees are told or shown, or in some cases, simply understand without being explicitly told about those who do not return. The first theme is...
Well, I know I'm not tripping. Hold on. Y'all see her eyes? Holy shit. I know I'm not tripping. Maybe that's the... But y'all see her eyes?
Simply understand without being explicitly told about those who do not return. The first theme is purpose completion. Multiple subjects across unconnected accounts describe a sense conveyed through what they variably describe as telepathy.
I know that would give y'all a little chills. Y'all see her eyes, y'all? I thought this gave me chills. I'm talking about fake
Or
ass humans.
shown, or in some cases, simply understand without being explicitly
Look,
told,
I thought,
what breaks
no, no,
down
no, no.
entirely.
Let me show you
Investigators,
guys.
or shown.
I thought these were the fake ass humans right here, right? My mic on, my mic on. Yeah. So I thought these were the fake ass. I thought these were the fake ass humans, which they probably is, right? But when you go
Or
to
in
this
some
bitch,
cases, simply understand without being explicitly.
ah, oh shit, yo, what the fuck? Yo, what kind of alien? What kind of I'm not even trying to be disrespectful, gang. I don't even want to be disrespectful. Cause what if she really has an eye issue, and this is just like bullshit, man. Okay. Ew, woo. Anyways,
Told about those who do not return. The first theme is purpose completion. Multiple subjects across unconnected accounts describe a sense conveyed through what they variably describe as telepathy, direct communication, or simple inexplicable knowing that some individuals are taken because they fulfill a specific function that requires their continued presence. Not their continued presence in human life, their continued presence with the beings conducting the program. A man I'll call Robert, a 63-year-old retired engineer from outside Tucson,
with the beings conducting the program, hold on, let me run that back.
a specific function that requires their continued presence. Not their continued presence in human life. The first theme is purpose completion.
Purpose completion.
Multiple subjects across unconnected accounts describe a sense conveyed through what they variably describe as telepathy, direct communication, or simple inexplicable knowing that some individuals are taken because they fulfill a specific function that requires their continued presence. Not their continued presence in human life, their continued presence with the beings conducting the program.
What the heck? That's different. That's like, you just waking up and be like, D, your job on Earth is done. On some Men in Black shit. You have always been a light. What? No, no, no. I mean, like, now you just gotta go back to a bigger Earth, a bigger planet. Well, what the heck? That's ugh.
A man I'll call Robert, a 63-year-old retired engineer from outside Tucson, who contacted me after reading an article I published in a small research journal in 2021, described an experience in 1987 in which he was, in his account, explicitly shown another human being. A woman in her 30s, he guessed, calm, coherent, but clearly not expecting to be anywhere other than where she was. He was told, and he struggles, he told me, to describe the mechanism of that communication, that she had chosen the longer function. Chosen?
Want to see his face? Want tripping?
I pressed him on that word. That's the word I have,
Sure.
he said. I don't know if it was her choice, the way we'd mean it. I don't know if the word means the same thing in whatever context they were using it, but chosen is the word that comes when I try to translate it. The longer function. I don't know what that means. I am not sure the beings who apparently used it meant what we would mean. But
The longer function. The longer function. Everything is numbers and codes, binary codes, zeros and ones. What do you know?
I have since found variants of this phrase, or rather this concept, dressed in different language in 4 other accounts from separate sources. The extended role, the deeper work, the ones who stayed, those who went all the way, different words, the same shape. And here's the strangest part. In none of these accounts do the people being described appear to be suffering, vacant perhaps, altered certainly, but not suffering. Whether that absence of apparent suffering represents genuine contentment, psychological restructuring beyond what we would recognize as normal consciousness, or simply a state too alien to read through human emotional frameworks, that
Psychological reconstruction. And let me rewind that back. That's a little deep. I don't mean to say like it's deep, but I mean like I like to rewind because certain parts of the clips or any clips I watch will stand out to me a lot more than other parts. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure it works the same for you. So what I do is like me reading a book, I like to go back to it. If you're new here and you're true here, that you already know how I do. But if you're also new here and you're true here, hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that follow. Welcome to the Matrix. This is the Matrix. Welcome to the Matrix. Be Yeah, man. Where we believe all aliens, all cosmics. It's not even believe because we believe you to be lie under Eve, and we ain't trying to lie under shit because we already know what it is. But you got to keep it content friendly with folks. So for sakes, folks, I like aliens. I like lords. I like all this shit, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I believe what It takes practice. It takes practice. I know what I know. And some people may see different. But if you're here for show, you're here for show. But yeah, it's functions. Let's go back and see that part again. Oh, no, I went too far back. I'm sorry.
same shape. And here's the strangest part. In none of these accounts do the people being described appear to be suffering. Vacant, perhaps. Altered, certainly. But not suffering. Whether that absence of apparent suffering represents genuine contentment, psychological restructuring beyond what we would recognize as
Psychological restructuring beyond what we would recognize. First off, when I think of psychological reconstructioning, is a form like a fancy way of saying manipulation. But it gets deeper than that. Awesome. The aliens, that's why they're the advanced beings. That's why they're called advanced beings.
normal consciousness, or simply a state too alien to read through human emotional frameworks, that I cannot determine. I'm
State too alien.
suffering. Whether that absence of apparent suffering represents genuine contentment, psychological restructuring beyond what we would recognize as normal consciousness, or simply a state too alien to read through human emotional frameworks, that I cannot determine. I'm not sure anyone can. If I were to describe the single most consistent...
Could we say state too aliens? I think what they're saying state two aliens are passengers, like from the movie Disclosure. Remember Dango and the girl, what's her name? I don't know, but the boy and girl and the man and woman from the movie Disclosure, they was passengers, aka state two aliens. Used basically like what, like eyelids or like framework. That's
feature of the evidence surrounding permanent abductions. It would not be the testament's genuine contentment, psychological restructuring beyond what we would recognize as normal consciousness, or simply a state too alien to read through human emotional frameworks, that I cannot determine. I'm not sure anyone can. If I were to describe the single most consistent feature of the evidence surrounding permanent abductions, it would not be the testimonies. It would not be the physical trace cases. It would be the gaps, the places where documentation should exist and doesn't. The Valentich case, for instance. The Australian Department of Transport produced a formal investigation report. That report exists, has been partially released under Freedom of Information provisions, and contains Hankaum, by any reasonable assessment, a striking number of redacted passages for an investigation that officially concluded nothing paranormal had occurred.
I want to read that little description at the bottom,
And partially released under
if I can.
Freedom of
Oh, I don't want like that.
Information provisions, and contains Hankaum, by any reasonable assessment, a striking number of redacted passages for an investigation that officially concluded nothing paranormal had occurred. If the explanation is mundane, pilot disorientation, equipment failure, a tragic accident over open water. Why are portions of the investigation report still withheld? What mundane explanation requires classification? The official position breaks apart here. Japan, the French government's UFO office, produced extensive files during its operational period from 1977 to 1988. Researchers who have accessed these files through official channels consistently report the same experience. Cases that begin with detailed witness accounts and physical evidence analysis, and then simply terminate. No conclusion, no follow-up notation, just a file that stops in the middle of an open question. Files that stop, inquiries that
You know what amazes me, right? When people have these ideas or say like these the grays or these what the aliens look like, and some people will probably argue against it. I always use the movie theory, right? Like when you think of Transformers or you think of like Transformers or any Steven Spielberg movie or any movie you're probably watching. Not any movie because some people do use imagination. Imagination only, in my opinion, I feel imagination only goes so far of comprehension and for the humans. Like I believe someone imagined and created Super Mario, but I don't believe someone created and imagined Star Wars, Transformers, great aliens. Like think about it. How do you come up with this? Why choose? Why draw this out of everything? Why make them human? Right? You could have made them look just form like a crazy aliens. You know how some people make those aliens like that. Like that's how you know. Like it. This is on some Michelangelo drawing Jesus type stuff. You feel me? Like somebody witnessed something, and that's why these type of images, when it comes to the grays or so far the grays or the typical aliens, the average, the most common. This is like the Drake of aliens right here. Like they always stay the same artistic way, right? Shit, crazy. And just quick thought.
terminate without resolution, witnesses whose subsequent whereabouts are not documented. And the question I keep returning to is not whether this represents a coordinated effort to suppress information. I'm genuinely uncertain about that, but whether it might represent something simpler and almost more troubling. A bureaucratic system encountering a category of event it has no framework to process, and choosing, at each juncture, the path of least documentation. Don't investigate what you can't explain. Don't file what you can't resolve. Don't create a record that will require a follow-up you don't
There you go.
process, and choosing, at each juncture, the path of least documentation. Don't investigate what you can't explain. Don't file what you can't resolve. Don't create a record that will require a follow-up you don't know how to conduct. The absence of evidence is not evidence of absence, but in this specific domain,
The absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. What they say sometimes. Mm, 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 mm.
the absence of evidence follows patterns too consistent to attribute entirely to administrative oversight. The same files missing in France.
You dropping bars right there, like, bro. There's a reason why this shit absent right here, and no one's bugging at it. And when you do bug at it, you gonna get bugged at on some bullshit. Now you paranoid and stuff because you want goddamn mind your goddamn business. You want to go straight deep into it. You ain't want to be like deep and just watch some YouTube videos and go on Reddit. Like, and the files I was looking at, them declassified. Over 1 billion people looked at those UFO files on the US.gov, or if you watch my previous streams. Like, shit, I scratch the surface, bro. When I look at me personally, though, is when I look with my eyes. And what you guys look with your eyes, what you look with your eyes if you want to go deeper, because it goes deeper than what I'm doing right here, way deeper. Don't think I'm green to this shit. Way hell no. This is just it's just content. It's just content. what I be watching when I go to sleep, or me personally, what I've been watching like the last couple of days, bro, I would never tell you guys on stream. I would never say no shit like that. The fuck? No. Because of shit like this. And you gotta have knowledge. You feel what I'm saying? I'm a philosopher. If you guys didn't know, I'm a real philosopher. You guys know what philosophy means? Let's break that down. Do you guys know what philosophy means? Oh, okay. So let me break this down to you guys. Philosophy. Philo. What does philo mean, guys? Philo means love. Sophie. Sophie means wisdom. The love of wisdom. Philosopher is the lover of wisdom. You get what I'm saying? Now, this is real. You can Google this. I ain't just pulling this shit on my ass. These are Greek words, Greek root words. Philo, philo, love. Sophie, wisdom. You gotta have love to learn. You gotta have love. The only way you gain wisdom is learning. And when you learn, you gain knowledge. Also gaining wisdom. But you have to have the love for it. So I'm a philosopher, guys. You're a philosopher too. We're all philosophers in this live. If you're here, you're a philosopher.
In the United States, in Australia, in Brazil, the same transition points between witness report and official investigation, between investigation and conclusion, where records thin out or disappear entirely.
But I'm not gonna lie, guys. You guys want to go check the rest of this out? Because I am starting to get a little tired. I don't want to do you guys like that. You see how my energy kind of got a little crazy. I started leaning back a little bit. I have been working for the last 5 weeks, at a summer school for high school students in a STEM program. I'm trying to help these young kids or play my part in community in the 3D world to show the young cats. Because I have a degree in IT, and I'm also continuing my schooling as well. I ain't gonna lie, so I'm taking 4 classes right now in the summer. I got 5 classes to take in September. I do my cool walk in spring. I've been working. Like, bro, I'm not gonna lie. I've been busy all this summer. I'm not gonna lie. It's been smooth. But yeah, if y'all want to check the rest of this video out, I'm not gonna do it like that. This is the contact redactor page. Yeah, so go check them out, guys. And yeah, I'm about to go knock. I ain't gonna lie, 'cause I gotta get up in the morning as well. But yeah, man, let me know when I get up to a certain level of followers and stuff and everything. I'll react to some real deeper videos because some shit. See, I be putting bits and pieces out there. If you guys don't know it, just to tease you guys, like, hey guys, whoop this, whoop that, and the reactions I get, like, are very like minded. And I can see that people like, oh, bro, yeah, you spitting that shit. But you don't want to go too far. And then, you got to scratch the surface with shit, bro. Like, it's like 48 Laws of Powers or Art of War, one of those. But you don't want to be the smartest person in the room. Dig what I'm saying? Being the smartest person in the room outcasts you. Being trying to know it all outcasts you. Being trying the first one to discover, investigate with this will outcast you. You feel what I'm saying? You got to learn to blend in. Be smart. Life is about 3D chess, not checkers. This is why they say 3D chess. We should all learn how to play 3D chess. If you know how to play 3D chess, I'm gonna give someone an opportunity to show me. Send me a DM or whatever. Show me how to play 3D chess. Or I'm just gonna learn how to do that shit on YouTube. I know how to play chess, but 3D chess, that's what we need all learn. Fuck regular chess. We need all learn how to play 3D chess. Because people come from all types of way on your ass if you're not on point. You dig what I'm saying? So, as always, Matrix, if you're new here and you're true here, I will say that again, hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that follow. I'm on YouTube, Cosmic D YouTube channel, the Cosmic D YouTube channel. I have 2 YouTube channels, The Matrix, which is probably at 278, and Cosmic D is at 7 subscribers now. So let's run that one up real quick for me. Reason why I started the Cosmic D one, because I want to have, when you do a YouTube channel, you want to kind of just have one niche and just put basically want stuff together. All that personality shit, like doing a whole bunch of stuff, that kind of matters when you're at a certain level. But when you're just starting content from the OG, from one of the folks that I got my advice from, and they're really top tier, like they got follows type shit, you gotta really just focus on one niche. You feel what I'm saying? Otherwise, you might have some folks that subscribe to you for because you cooked the meal. Then the next video you drop, you might be running, and you'll get another subscriber follow. Then you go back to cooking the meal, but the person that followed you first time, he liked that picture, but the people that was just following him because he was running or jogging or whatever he was doing different, they're saying, "Oh no, I won't follow you no more." Like, what the fuck? You ain't got no need. You know what I'm saying? When you start off, I just feel like you got to focus on one thing. Then toward the end, you can kind of play around with it. But who am I to tell you? Only got 7 subscribers on YouTube, 7 with my Cosmic D YouTube channel. I got 289 with D Matrix. I'm gonna turn that into my game channel. To be honest with you, I'm gonna get back to playing the games for real like that. But like I said, that working in summer school, man, that shit be goddamn ooh, because these are teenagers, and I love them. I love them because they all good kids, and man, it's just a beautiful thing seeing them learn in class. Like today, they dissect sharks and stuff like that, bro. I got mad love for them. I shouldn't say love them. That is kind of like I don't love. I got love. I got love for the youth when they're learning. Yeah, that's better. I got love for the youth as they're learning and help me contributing by supporting them. So it was cool. But boy, that jump be tiring. It's like really a 9 to 5 type jump. Like I got 6. Then everybody get off at 4. Then it's not like I take a nap or nothing. Like I take a nap, I'm going to sleep for like hours. I don't want to wake up like at 1 o'clock in the morning. Like, oh man, no, it don't work like that, man. But yeah, I want to appreciate everybody coming through there. I seen I had a few people come through my Rumble. Thank you coming through. A few people came on my Twitch today. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up. That what's up. Like always, Matrix. Rada da da. Peace.